Growing up, anytime somebody told me I was a hard worker, there would always be at least one human there to be like, mm that's not the truth. They just think you're pretty. So I continued to push and work harder and harder because there always being one human that would be like, you're not a hard worker. They just think you're pretty. Um, whether it be the same person or different. And actually, the fact that it was different people that would say the same thing made me believe it for even longer because there was always somebody that would be like, no, they just think you're pretty. They're not used to girls working. You don't work like a guy. You just they think you're pretty. So I continued to push and push and work harder and work harder and work harder because there was always that one person. Somebody had to say it. And it made me for so long truly believe it. Like, it's, I don't work hard enough. Somebody thinks I'm pretty, and that's the only reason they complimented me. It's they think I'm pretty, and I have no other value than being pretty, so I have to keep working harder. This is why what you say to people matters more than you think. Like, then realizing now, bitch, I can work. I don't give a fuck what you say. Try me. Put me to the test because I looked to others for so long that I literally had to build myself to superhuman strength in work to be like, oh, nah, that was jealousy. That was somebody who didn't like that I was pretty and could work. And there's always one person that's going to be jealous of your strength, that's going to try to put you down. Now, here's the thing, if you're one of those neurodivergent human beings that don't understand the world and you look to other human beings to try to figure it out, when people are constantly trying to cut you down to make themselves feel better, you don't realize that's what's happening. And you just keep building yourself up. You keep trying to figure out what you're doing wrong and try to fix it. And ultimately, you end up having neurodivergence with amazing super fucking strength because you force them to be that way because they look to you to see if they were doing things right, and you couldn't ever just be like, yeah, you're doing things right. So they had to push harder and harder to try to figure it out because their brains are genuinely confused. I know. That's how I've lived my whole life. That's why I look so much to patterns, because I need multiple things to show the same pattern for me to be like, oh, okay, that's what's going on here. Because there's so many confusing things, the way people operate, because people are so self absorbed when they're operating with other people. They don't really have an idea of how that affects the people who aren't self absorbed like that, who don't understand, who are just trying to figure out and navigate a world that has so much complexity to it.